Oh man, there's like explosion of thunder just happened like a few minutes ago.
That's the Midwest for you.
Yeah.
When I lived there for a year.
I was just outside running errands and it was beautiful. And now we're all going to die.
Yeah. Now we're
Welcome to the Midwest.
The Midwest. It's beautiful out here.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
That's a great,
and sometimes the
that's
weather
a great
report.
tagline. The Midwest. It's beautiful. Sometimes.
Hello there, and welcome to the JRPG Pursuit, a podcast for all things JRPGs. I'm Emily.
I'm Branden.
And I'm Abdallah.
And today we are revisiting some perhaps favorites, or rather pivotal emotional experience JRPGs, and talking about all the games we wish we could just completely erase from our minds and replay them for the first time again.
Yes.
So we kind of want to get into this topic because this is something that I feel like is spoken a lot, around this genre especially. There are, I think, a lot of pivotal JRPGs in all of our lives that meant something, and we'd like to re-experience it through a brand new lens again. And sometimes we're almost chasing that feeling and not quite getting it.
And I feel like it's a universal sentiment. Like it's something that we see a lot in comments on videos and in Discord channels and things like that. It's something that's mentioned often. Like, I wish I could experience that again. It was such a beautiful or amazing experience.
And before we started recording, Emily, you said something interesting that I think is a good way to frame like what we're talking about. And you had said that, people have said like, oh, I really wish I could play this game again. And so you tried it, having never played it. And we're like, I don't know, really? Like, this isn't that great of a game. And it's, I think
what
that,
about
like,
it? Yeah, shook you.
What about it makes you feel that way? And I think that's an important thing to differentiate. Like a good game, like a great game is a great game, no matter how many times you play it. Even if you go back and play it again, it's still going to be a great game. I think what this is more about really is like the emotional experience you had personally playing it the first time. And that is not replicable. You can't have that exact same emotional experience again.
And what's interesting too is if we do erase our memories and replay them, like that snapshot in time is still not there. So it's rather we would have to go back in time and re-experience it at that point in our JRPG history or something like that, or
because like our lives are different. Like I've experienced things since I played these games that maybe would change how I viewed them if I played them for the first time today or whatever. So it's complicated. It's philosophical, guys.
It's funny because like
let's get philosophical.
It's kind of like what I was. Branden and I were in a car yesterday driving.
We were in a car for like 5 hours. So
and so like
we'll talk about that, by the way.
We'll talk about that later.
Hear about that drive.
But there was something I remember when we were thinking about what we're going to talk about, and this came up, and we were like, okay. And I was thinking of a game, and then I was, then it dawned on me, and I told Branden, I was like, well, maybe I don't want to re-experience this again with like a new lens, because it was a specific, it's a specific type of game that I played during a specific time of my life when I was younger. So it is a different feeling. So like if I played it now with a new lens of having forgotten everything, would it still, affect me the same way? Would I still feel the same way as I did last time?
Yeah.
And not just
and then I opened the car door and shoved him out.
He did. He was not.
He was rolling down the expressway.
It was after like 4 hours of driving, and he was like, I am done with this. I cannot.
Dallah.
I'm sorry, this is your new catchphrase. No,
roadkill Dallah.
Roadkill Dallah. No, it's very true. I feel.
I hate it because this is going to probably catch on.
Everything catches on with you, Dallah. I know.
I don't get it.
It's a Dallah name. I don't know. It just heightens things.
It's Deucey X all over again.
Oh no,
I love it. But it happens. It happens a lot, and it's in a way, it's fortunate that we actually can't do this and that this is just a flight of fancy, but it's still fun to talk about and think about.
We could be JRPG protagonists and have amnesia.
And lose our memories.
Oh my gosh.
And re-experience the games we want to again.
Yes. How does one go about losing one's memory? I know they do it in the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You can go and get a medical procedure done to lose your memory.
Yeah.
There's that. Or you could be in a tragic accident.
I like that less. I like the tragic accident less. I do think that creating a medical, that's a good idea. And
getting
the fact
bonked
that
on the
nobody's
head.
done that yet. Like that, maybe there's a market for that. I'm just saying.
Maybe, but also you have to be very specific what memories you want erased.
Remove just this memory and all connected memories.
I don't know if I trust anyone enough to do that to me.
I don't trust a doctor to mess around with my brain, and they're the smartest guys. Come on.
I don't trust a computer to delete files. Like, is this really what I want to delete?
I have stress. I get stressed out before I empty my recycle bin, but just making sure that I don't empty it of anything I actually need, let alone emptying my brain of that content. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
If they could figure out how to do it
anxiety
safely,
behind that would kill me.
And make a backup just in case we need to roll back,
just in case.
Flash the memory somewhere, keep it, roll it back if we want to. Anyway, so we'll go into that. I think real quick before we dive into the topic at hand, we should mention, just so that we don't lose people by the end, if we announce this at the end, our live stream, our first new format live stream is happening next Monday. What's the date on that? The 25th?
The 25th.
Of May?
Yes.
May 25th.
Which I think is Memorial Day, right?
It is. Wait. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Right. Memorial
Here in
evening.
the US.
Yes.
In the US.
So after you've eaten your hamburgers and hot dogs, come relax with us and chat about the RPG news of the month or the time or whatever it is.
Whatever's relevant.
Whatever's relevant. Whatever we found interesting that we would really want to talk about.
Whatever we found interesting.
Yeah.
That'll be starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, I believe.
Yes, 8
to put a time on it.
8 Eastern. Yes. So
8 Eastern.
Come hang out, grab your drinks,
good time.
grab your burgers, your
We're hoping to make this a regular
your late
monthly.
night burgers,
Get your evening burger.
Yeah. You have your morning burger, you have your afternoon burger, and then you have your late evening.
And then you don't go to sleep because it's the weekend.
Nope. You stay up and you suffer with indigestion.
It's not really the weekend. It's Monday.
It's not. It's the last day of the long weekend in the US. So you guys will go, the next day will be rough at work, but it's okay. That's why we're here. Yeah. I'm sorry.
We're sorry.
It is what it is.
Just how it is.
Anyway, what? Here we go.
Anyways, we need to pick a game that we want to relive.
The energy today.
I'll start because mine I've talked about before, and I've maybe even mentioned it in this context. But mine is Harvestella because I've talked a lot about Harvestella here and on my channel and how much it affected me playing it the first time. And I've said before that I'm actually afraid to play it again because the emotional experience and the memory I have of playing it was so uniquely good. It was such a big experience for me that going back to it with foreknowledge of what happens and the gameplay and everything, I don't want it to detract from that memory, overwrite that memory, because I know, I've extolled the virtues of 7 out of 10 games and I will continue to do so because I think they're really special. I think they're very human. They are very human experiences. They're not made by committee. They're not cranked out by a machine. They're pieces of art made by humans. And I love that about those kinds of games.
Faults and all.
And, experiencing a game like Harvestella again, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to hit me the same. And at the same time, I really do want to play it again. I really want to experience the story again because, it's been several years now. There's a lot about the specifics of the story, the details and the characters and everything that I don't fully recall. I'd like to re-experience it. So being able to just reset and go through that all again, I think would be fantastic. Particularly if I don't know. Sometimes I kind of wonder with this topic, is there a way that I could even have a better experience the second time, the second time around or whatever, right? If I could retain some knowledge that I didn't have in the beginning that would actually help me enjoy it more. One thing with Harvestella, I know that I really struggled with is I had recently, I think before that, played Nier Automata, which is a very elegant, you're dashing and dodging and swooping around kind of action RPG. Harvestella is not that. Like you have a dash, or you can get one, but it's not like it doesn't work like
it's a bit clunky.
Nier Automata. It's you have to be willing to take hits in that game. You have to understand that that's part of the experience. Is you are going to
eat food to recover some HP,
and you eat food. Like that's the game. And it took me a long time to get a handle on that. And so the beginning part of the game was more of a struggle for me than it eventually ended up becoming. So if I could retain just that little bit of information,
maybe
like quit resisting that aspect of the game and just meet it where it's at, I think it would be an even better experience for me than it was the first time.
Maybe not going into it knowing that it does not have a lot of farming in it, despite how it was marketed.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, like thinking that there was going to be a lot of farming was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Because, the way it was marketed was, here's a farming sim for all you Stardew Valley fans out there. Yeah. Because 3 or 4 years after Stardew Valley took over the world, all of a sudden every company was coming out with a cozy farming game.
Farming game.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, that's about the length of development time that it would take from them realizing Stardew Valley was popular to putting out a game. So all those games came out at the same time, and I only picked the game up because the music was composed by Go Shina. That was the only reason, literally.
And Square Enix. You like Square Enix, typically.
I mean, I do, but I was like, farming sim? Nah, I'll skip it. But because Go Shina did the music, I was like, I'll pick it up because I really like him a lot. And I'm glad Go Shina did the music, because I would have missed out on the game entirely if he hadn't done it. So I wonder if it would be better for me to know ahead of time.
I wonder.
Because
like you were saying with the 7 out of 10 games, like going in and then having that subverted and going from a 7 to 10 to probably a 10 out of 10 for you. I don't know.
In my own brain. Well, I mean, it's emotionally.
Yeah. How it hit you.
Right. Yeah. I honestly don't know. I've spent a lot of time on my channel talking about it, and I tell people very clearly it's not a farming sim. If that's what's keeping you from it, don't worry about it. It's not a farming sim. There's a little bit of farming. Most of it's just optional. You can do it if you want. You don't have to.
Yep.
And I've had, people come back in comments and tweets and emails and stuff, be like, thanks so much for recommending this. I tried it. I wasn't going to, but I really, really loved it. Thank you. So they had obviously a different experience than I had, because they went in with somebody telling them this is not what it is. Don't worry.
Because otherwise they wouldn't have tried it.
Because otherwise they weren't going to try it. Whereas I can't replicate that experience for anybody unless if they have no knowledge of the game except that there's farming elements, and I sit them down and make them play it, and I don't say a word to them.
Play it.
And that's no fun. That's
or you send them a copy
in some states. Play it.
Yeah.
Play it. I just start buying up every copy of Harvestella and mailing it to random people. Play it.
I'm waiting for you to do that, honestly. I think that's just the next step, the next progression.
I was close to doing that. I was close to, when it was on sale one time, I was like, I'm going to buy 25 copies, and every week I'm going to send one to somebody. I was so close to doing it. I was really close to doing it. And then I thought better. I was like, that's crazy.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. That's a little intense. But anyway, yeah, I think that game for me is the one most top of mind. There are some others, but that's the one that most top of my mind is that was such a cool kind of lightning in a bottle experience from start to finish, from the marketing, the reveal of it, to me being to actually experiencing it. And then the music becoming one of, if not possibly my favorite soundtrack of all time. That's a big one for me. So I'm a little torn on it, re-experiencing it, but
you would want to at least play it again at some point.
At some point, I really need to. I really need to revisit it with the experience I've had since then, I guess. Yeah. There you go.
What about you, Dallah? Which game?
Oh man. So the one I'm choosing is locked to nostalgia of being a child, and so it's kind of the one I hinted at earlier. And it's the one I'm a little afraid So I want to take it from that perspective as well. So I'm going to be talking about Terranigma. Terranigma was something that just like, I don't know, it just felt like it kind of everything fell into place because it was like the game that just did not come out in the US. No one really, like, there was nothing really advertising it. There's no way for me to know it existed. It was just me stumbling upon it on the internet in the early days of the internet through emulation and random things. And so like, it was me exploring emulation roughly for the first time, like in that period of the first, like, you know, experiences of emulation, and then playing a game that we never got here that was made in, that was released in Europe and Japan. And so like, I feel like that gives it a little bit more of a like time and place, emotional, like, you know, feel to it. As well as that game, honestly, like you look at it, it is at the time an incredibly like slick action RPG. Coming off of, you know, all the other quintet games that were fun, but they had a little bit of a, you know, clunkiness to them when you were moving around and you're attacking. Yeah, they're rough around the edges with those. But when then all of a sudden we got like, you know, we're playing Terranigma, and then you're like kind of dashing attacks and jump attacks and all these things, and everything just feels fluid and nice, and the characters are interesting. The story is cool because, you know, it goes for, you know, if you know quintet at all, they always kind of talk about the relationship between the heavens and earth and nature and all of this, like all of these things that kind of like play into what they really cared about. So like in this game, you're, you know, a boy named Ark who accidentally opens up a box and proceeds to freeze and remove like basically everything in the world. And your goal is to go around and free up these different continents and bring them back. And that kind of also opens up a bigger picture of what is happening. And so you have to start dealing with things that are a bit more supernatural, like, you know, out there. But to go back and erase that and to play it now. And it's interesting because like, I know I've heard people play it recently, you know, for the first time, and they're always like, yeah, it's like, it's really good. It's just like, to me, that I'm like, okay, tell me more. How good? Yeah. And then they'll be like, no, it's like, it's really good. And I'm just like, yeah. And like, did it blow you away? They're like, yeah, it's yeah.
I can, like, yeah. I mean, I like, as somebody who played it, I think it was, when did the Super NT come out? 2015, 2016?
Yeah.
I don't know, somewhere.
I don't remember exactly.
Like 10 years ago. That was the first time I played it. I had never played it. I had heard of it. And it's like, it's peak action RPG on 16-bit hardware. Like, I don't think it's ever better than that. And it's quite a bit better, even just from a raw action standpoint, than a lot of the 32-bit games that were similar. Like Alundra was, you know, Alundra's fine and everything.
Fine.
But
it is a little bit.
But Terranigma is just next level.
Yeah.
And it's got that, like you're talking about the story and how cool that is. It's got that quintet weirdness to it. There's like an uncanny oddness to quintet's storytelling that it feels almost slightly creepy and eerie.
Yes.
And it's hard to totally put your finger on it, but there's just something about their storytelling, especially in Terranigma, but even in like Soul Blazer and Illusion of Gaia and ActRaiser, honestly, like that is just a little bit off in a good way.
Yep.
The only downside, I think, to Terranigma is the localization was so rough that it can be a little bit hard to necessarily understand what's being communicated to you.
Yes, that is very accurate.
So if they were to ever want to, I don't know, re-release it, redo the text or something, I
know for those who want to experience it now, I think there are some I wouldn't say fully retranslated, but there are some. I think there are hacks out there that people have done that fix up a lot of the dialogue.
Oh, okay.
I've not played that version. I think it's on my list of like whenever I get back to playing Terranigma one of these days, is to play that version of the game, just kind of see how it played differently. As a kid, like when you're like in early middle school, and it's already kind of like an out there type of storyline, And then along with like the translation aspect, the story maybe isn't as impactful as
it's honestly not that much worse than most Super Nintendo games at the time anyway. So it wasn't like a drastic departure. Like it was no Ted Woolsey, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI.
It wasn't Breath of Fire 2.
But it wasn't Breath of Fire 2 either. It was somewhere in the middle.
Exactly.
Sorry, Breath of Fire fans.
Yeah. They know. They know.
Breath of Fire 2 is...
Breath of Fire 2's localization is so bad that it straight up gives you incorrect information.
Yep.
Sometimes. Like 100%. It gives you the wrong information and you get stuck because you don't know what to do.
It's so unfortunate.
But Dallah, I know that you've replayed Terranigma quite a bit.
Growing up,
since your youth, you played it like annually for a while, right? Like you were pretty.
I was obsessed with that game.
So talk about that, like from that perspective, like because my example, I played it one time, and I have sort of that fear of going back to it because of those feelings. How does like having played it so many times affect you or affect your memory of the first time, or does it? Like, I don't know. Talk about that.
I think it plays into the nostalgia. Emily, for God's sake.
I'm not gonna let it go. That was a good mute. Good mute on that sneeze. Emily sneezed, everybody, if you're listening to the audio. And she muted it like a pro. She's a freaking pro.
She does it often enough that she has gotten so good at this.
all the time on stream.
It's allergies
on these
season.
podcasts.
Exactly. It's allergies.
It's just allergy time. It's
prime time.
Year-round allergies.
Sorry, Dallah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So originally after playing the game initially, I would play it like yearly. That was like the thing. And I feel like that was something that I did a lot. Like the same thing happened with Xenogears when I played that for the first time. Like I would play that annually. But I feel like it also just plays into my nostalgia for the game. Because it was so impactful at the time that it never, like the experience never changed.
Right.
Like I never dwindled. It never went, it never got better. It never got worse. It just kind of stayed in this kind of constant of like, I love this and I wanted to experience it on a yearly basis because it's something that I was passionate or I loved. I loved the gameplay, the story, despite it's being, a little bit all over the, a little bit all over the place, but it's beautiful, I think. And it was something that was different than anything I've ever experienced as a kid. In storytelling, within a game especially. And so that in itself just it drove me to want to play it yearly. And even and I feel almost guilty that I have not done that in many, many years. Like I feel like now as a grown man now, I look back at it and I'm like, I really need to play this because like there's a nostalgia of me playing it yearly. Like I think about that time period of my life where like it made such a big difference or I loved it that much that I would do that. And then all of a sudden I just stopped because life got in the way.
And other games came.
And I'm like, am I not being nice to Terranigma? Like, am I being mean to Terranigma now that I don't do that often enough?
Am I hurting it?
Do I need to reevaluate what I'm doing with my life to prioritize these things and like go back to those days where I can just play that and enjoy it like that. And so it's an interesting one. Cause like, if I look at it now, it's like, if I were to erase everything I know about Terranigma and tackle it again and play it, would it still affect me in the same way it did as a kid? Would I still feel the need to play it yearly? Or would it be just a game that I like, that was a great game. I loved it. I'm going to move on now. It's done. Like
it had its time. We will play other games now.
Exactly. It's like, I won't always like think back at it going like, I should really replay that now. I should replay it. Like, would I still have that same, inkling and feeling towards that game? Or would I talk about it as often as I would like to talk about it in these settings? Cause I feel like, at the time and place I spoke about it, I played it at the time brings me to this day. Like I wouldn't be talking about these things maybe. Like that could be like the butterfly effect of like, that could have led to my, there's a few games that I played across the years of my life that like really struck a chord with me. And here I am blabbing to you guys.
We all are blabbing. Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, Terranigma, lovely game.
Good choice.
I would love to, one day I'll replay it.
Yeah. If you need me to hit you over the head before you do, I will do that.
Yes. That probably
for you.
How long is the game?
It's not very long.
It's 15, 20 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very, and it's a
not
very
too bad. It's
fun
doable for
15 hours. Like,
yeah,
it is very much doable. That's what fills me with guilt. It's like, it's not hard to do.
Guilty. You're just opening to more experiences. So when you do revisit it, you're like, yeah, this is why I replay you and not these other ones.
Mm-hmm. It's true. I would love to do, maybe I'll do like a little bit of a replay and a video about it one of these days to talk about how
I'm just surprised
how
you
it
stream
is.
it. Share the gospel of Terranigma.
You should stream it. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, you should stream it.
Yeah, let me know if you guys would like to see a stream.
Let Dallah know.
But maybe I'll do a stream and then maybe do like a little bit of a retrospective video post stream that kind of puts my ideas together and reminisces on things and see how I see it now.
Yeah, do it.
Do it. All right, let me know.
Sounds good.
Emily.
All right, Emily.
For me, I had a difficult time choosing which game I wanted to replay through this lens because I think there are a lot of games like on my bucket list that I want to replay. A lot of them are childhood favorite games, but I'm not like kind of like Dallah. I'm a little skeptical if I would feel the same emotional sort of response or have the same emotional response if I were to replay them without prior knowledge, because I have been playing a lot of games for the first time recently on stream and on my Let's Play channel. So it'd be very interesting. But the ones that came to mind like immediately was the PS2 era games for me, because that was just a very special console. And the first time I really experienced, I think, a lot of games with like active storytelling, because like prior to that, I was just playing handheld games on my Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and they weren't the titles that had a lot of story. They're more mechanical, like your top-down Zelda games and Pokemon Silver. Was there a story in them? Sure, but it wasn't like the reason to play those. Those were more of a kind of mechanically you want to get play those and explore, like explorative, which is also cool. But I think I wouldn't have the same impact if I were to replay those, because I've played so many games now, and it's not like I'm learning these mechanics for the first time like I did back then, and exploring really cool worlds like you do now with like open world games and things like that of that nature. So I definitely wouldn't be wowed, I think, if I were to play those again. For the PS2, I think I mentioned multiple times Final Fantasy 12 is one I want to replay, though I'm a little scared how I would respond to it, especially if I not necessarily played the PS2 version of the game, but the Zodiac Age. So there's a lot of games, that have remasters out nowadays, and I haven't necessarily played a lot of those remasters or remakes because there's just so many games I just haven't played. So I either play, the remake remastered version or the original, not one or the other. The only exception really is Trails in the Sky. So this is, I guess, a more recent game. Sorry, I'm just going all over the place with my thoughts. Not just one game.
Okay.
We're going to talk about a lot of games.
Just dump it all out.
For the ride. We're along for the ride.
Along for the ride. Yeah. But what's really interesting about Trails in the Sky first chapter as a remake was revisiting the Sky games, because I had only played the Vita version, the Evo versions of Sky. Yep. And I remembered like most of the story bits, because I guess I had played it, gosh, it must have been almost like 8 years prior, I would say.
Yeah.
So there's like an 8-year gap, but a lot of those story beats, the characters, everything, they still hit the same way. And having played so many other Trails games like since that, I kind of knew how to play the game. And so if I were to erase just Trails in the Sky FC, the, I guess, Evo version, if we will, I just don't think I would have the same impact other than this is so cool, but I played these other Trails games. Like I would have to erase the entire series.
Right.
Yeah,
especially a series like that where it's been iterating and evolving
exactly
for so long. Like, you
and going
can't have
backwards. And it's not as, mechanics get better over time.
Right, yeah.
So that would be weird.
That's why I can't play series that I've never played out of order. I have to go to the beginning and play them through, or it's like I'm going to be disappointed by an older entry.
I could understand that, though. I have an exception here. I played Final Fantasy VI for the first time. Definitely played Final Fantasy out of order. And I think Final Fantasy VI still holds up. I played the Pixel Master version.
That's the beauty of Final Fantasy. I think like each one is very distinct.
And Dragon Quest too.
Very distinct,
those out of order.
but they have their own like little mechanics that are different.
Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest are. Final Fantasy is varied enough that it's not even really iterative after the first 9 games. It's kind of just all over the place. And then Dragon Quest is iterative, but just in the slightest way. So it's like if you know how to play one Dragon Quest, you can safely play all of them, and that's and that's fine. That's kind of part of its charm.
Yeah. But going back to the PS2, which is where I started, where I want to probably revisit a lot of those games, the one that really comes to mind outside of Final Fantasy 12 is Kingdom Hearts. Because that was really the first game I had that left me emotional, like impacted me story-wise.
Yeah.
Because I never thought like I would basically be playing a movie in a video game experience. Because it's had like a very interactive movie. That was like definitely the first time I had ever felt that. I don't think I would experience that the same way today, and I definitely want to play the remix versions of Kingdom Hearts because I've never played those. I just played the original PS2 versions, so I think that would be fun to revisit. It'd be cool if I didn't know exactly what happened in the story, if I were to erase those memories, but I think even if I were to just replay the remix versions, I would still have fun.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Nobody knows what happened anyway, even if they it's okay.
I'm just kidding.
I knew what happened in the first 2 games in Chain of Memories. Everything else, no. Everything else, no.
No, I'm with you there. I've played Kingdom Hearts the first 2 a couple of times. And I still want to go back and kind of re-experience those and then keep going. Like, I have the story so far and I have Kingdom Hearts 3. I'd like to just like
I want to do them all too.
Get it all.
I want to get it. I want to get as emotionally attached to the series as so many other fans are.
I know
because it's intense,
I want to be one of you.
Right? Yeah. I want to. I
love those games, but I haven't played all of them.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
Cam
and
Hawkins
then whenever
from Party Chat, he's the biggest advocate for Kingdom Hearts, and I feel like I'd be letting him down if I didn't.
He caught up on Trail, so it's only right to catch up on Kingdom Hearts.
That's true.
We gotta do it.
We're being bad friends by not doing that.
Yeah, but also I kind of want to replay them before 4 comes out, whenever that happens, like in 2 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Fortunately, you've got like a decade, so don't worry. You're
okay. I got like a decade, plenty of time.
We've got time.
Plenty of time. Also, before we move on, for me, I wanted to bring up I'm replaying Pokemon Leaf Green. And I never played Leaf Green before. I want to say I dabbled in Fire Red like in college on an emulator, but honestly, like as I've been playing Leaf Green, even though I played Pokemon Yellow back in the day, I don't remember any of it. Like story wise, I don't know. I don't remember whenever the rival's coming around the corner to stop me in my tracks. I've been caught way too many times, and just the closest bit of almost dying, almost losing.
Oh boy,
it's been very interesting.
Does Leaf Green plays the same, like the exact same?
So the same map as Blue,
the original,
as like Gen 1. It's just graphically and mechanically, it's like Gen 3.
Okay.
And then they have some of the cool extra evolutions that are in Gen 2 on some of the Pokemon from Gen 1.
Yeah.
In Leaf Green, Fire Red.
I played Fire Red. I do enjoy those games.
But yeah, it's been like over 18 years since I played those. So I basically had amnesia replaying now. Other than I know what some of the movesets are in some of the Pokemon, what level they do evolve in, how to obviously play Pokemon in turn-based games. But that would be interesting if I were to erase that in all my RPG experience and just try to learn how do you play an RPG for the first time, like I did with Pokemon Silver.
Like the whole
genre. I would not like that.
That'd be interesting.
Because it'll be hard to play other JRPGs if you just start from the beginning like that. But interesting exercise for a short amnesia trip,
Would we even
just for a short amnesia trip? It's like it's like trying to get my wife into some of these games. Like I have 36, 37 years. God, how old am I? Shoot.
How old are you?
37 years of experience, and she's coming in hot with 0. So it's like
it's different. It really is. You have to retrain your brain a bit. Be open to how these games work.
Find the middle ground for her. She connects with way different things than I did. So finding those games that are going to resonate.
Makes sense.
Is a challenge. Yeah.
She's much older than you were back then.
She's coming in at a very different time of life.
I think also as a kid, we're more curious, especially in something we like. We want to learn it, you know, even though if we spend hours and hours getting frustrated in the same part, if we can't advance, we'll find a way.
Our brains are always valuable, and we have nothing but time. We have nothing but time.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah. Interesting. So I have another one that I think is one that I would want to do just because of recent events. For me, it's I would love to erase Xenosaga entirely and play it now for the first time, just because I know that Xenoblade is connected to it.
Yeah.
So seeing it from the future of playing Xenoblade games and then going back to Saga for the first time.
And then being like, oh, hey, I've got all of these games that are part of this universe. I want to see how this story goes and how it's connected and whatnot. Like for me, you know, playing Xenosaga as a young adult, because I think I was 18 when the first one came out, so I was technically grown up. So playing it not as a kid, but you know, as a young adult, it blew my mind, first of all, because, you know, it was Xenogears essentially more fully, you know, fleshed out, or not from a gameplay standpoint, but like the vast saga that was supposed to be Xenogears here was a retelling of that kind of from the beginning. So I was super on board. I was super excited about it. And I loved episode 1. Episode 2 was a game that I played. And then episode 3 was just pretty cool. But it did kind of end in such a way that felt like we're never going to get a resolution to some of these things. We're never going to see where it's going. And then to have played through all of the Xenoblade games and seen the connective tissue that's there, I'm filled with renewed hope about this broader story that I've been following for more than half my life, right?
Yep.
If I was 18 when it started, if you want to even go back further to Xenogears, I was like 14. So for like 20 years almost, I've been into this universe and following it. And to have now renewed hope, 20 years, no, almost 30 years. God.
30, yeah.
This is what happens when you get old. Your brain doesn't do math anymore.
Brain farts. And also collapses time. Like it just shrinks that timeline.
It does. It feels like yesterday, so it's hard to think of it in terms of decades, plural. But yeah, to have that renewed hope that we're going to see more, it would be super fun to like have played the Xenoblade games, see everybody talking about, oh my gosh, this is connected to Xenosaga, and then have those games in front of me to be like, oh, cool. Like I can play these games now and like see how this all fits in and get hyped about those series, you know, coalescing into one or continuing in some other way. Like that would be awesome because, Xenosaga is about the story. The gameplay's fine, but like it's really about the story is what those are. So.
The Xeno series is like crazy. Like looking back at it, like Xenogears itself is one of the most profound games I've ever played in my whole life. Like, there's a point in time pre-Xenogears and post-Xenogears. And I feel like I've judged everything based off of Xenogears ever since, like unconsciously. Like I'm not sitting there actively doing it, but I actively, I unconsciously will judge stories based off of what I've come to know I love. And that's how Xenogears is told. So it'd be interesting if I were to erase that and lose that judgment. How would that change my feeling towards a lot of different things? But Xenogears and Xenosaga together were just the perfect time and place to like experience those types of things. And to this day, like, we talked about it on the last episode, like extensively. So we don't need to get too far into Xeno this time around, but
this time
they are, and I feel like Xenogears is one that's brought up a lot when people talk about wanting to erase some sort of memory to re-experience a specific type of story. Just because of how special that story is, but also how distinct that story is. Like it is very, very like story heavy, and it is very like there's so many narrative like turns and surprises and things like that that like once you've experienced it, the experience it's you still enjoy it, but it's never like the first time you're like blows your mind seeing these like things that you find out in the game and you're like, holy what I can't end.
Right. Well, it for me, I think playing that game in particular, Xenogears, for the first time, like erasing my memory, playing it fresh as an adult, it would be different, I think. Just in the sense that Xenogears was kind of a pioneer in like, I don't know, taboo breaking. Right? You know, there were so many things that video games, particularly in the West, wouldn't touch, subjects that they would not tackle, that Xenogears ripped the Band-Aid off and basically gave permission for companies to tell these kinds of stories with their games. And now that we've experienced the benefits of that having happened, I do wonder if it would feel as strong as it does in my memory, because it wouldn't have been the first anymore. For me, at least, right? At that point, it wouldn't have been the first. So that's another reason that I would be kind of scared to go back to it fresh.
Me too.
But at the same time, even taking the controversy out of it and the shock value of some of the things, it's still just a really good story. It's just like even the best, all that aside, it's still really
quote unquote villains in any like video game like narrative I've experienced.
It's peak.
It's one of the
gray,
top.
Peak morally gray.
And I love morally gray like villains and the ones that you can kind of sympathize with. Like they do. It's a masterclass in that aspect. So it is beautiful. I do have one that is less like emotionally charged, I think, but one that I would love to experience again. Like truly would love to experience, because it's like one of those games that like once you know, and that is Persona 4. Because Persona 4 is my favorite Persona game.
Same.
And I'm a
version or just Persona 4
altogether. Like I played Persona 4 on the PS2 first. So like it would be interesting if I were to like erase that and then start with Golden or whatever the remake ends up being as well. Who knows? Depending on how that goes. Yes. But because like that game, I'm also like a huge fan of murder mysteries. And I think that this game does a really good job of creating a story that kind of is grounded in a murder mystery, turns it supernatural, and then has like the best set of characters. Where you like even the town, like Inaba is like a character like in that game, and everything about it. I loved that Persona 4. And so honestly, I would love to just experience it, because like once you kind of know how it ends, it just kind of you lose. You can play it again, but it's never going to be the same as the first experience. So it's like it's less about like me being afraid of like what I would think about it at this day and age. It's more of like I'd really like to just experience this mystery again. And then like wondering, because I remember when I was actively playing it on the PS2, it was very cool to kind of sit down and be like just thinking about it. Like, when you're not playing it, you're thinking about it. Like, okay, like what is happening? Like, why are these things happening? Why is this person doing this thing? Or like, what's really the story behind all this stuff? And so it was an interesting, because like that game came out, PS2, was it 2000? And
it was, I think, a little bit later, PS2.
I think it was a little bit later.
So like it was probably around my junior.
Because Let's Play was talking, X Play, when that was airing, they were talking about Persona 3 a lot. So later. That's when I was watching that.
Oh man, initial release date was 2008.
2008?
No, that can't be right. That must be like Golden or something.
Sure.
No, Golden didn't come out till like 12 or 13.
Did it really come out in 2008? Oh my God, it did.
Oh. I was in high school. That's
so like
crazy.
I was in college.
I remember it being kind of criticized for looking like an early PS2 game.
Yeah.
Coming out that late, you know. But I didn't.
Is it a localization thing or also in Japan?
I think it was. I mean, probably came out a bit sooner in Japan, but it was still very late.
Yeah. Let me take a look. I can see.
I don't know if they did worldwide.
I'm also curious, Dallah, in particular. Yeah. Did a game like Persona 4 inspire you to want to live in Japan for a bit?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, it did.
I don't know if there's another game that was more impactful. I don't know.
It helped. It helped that. I mean, it wasn't specifically that. I think it was a compound of, because like by that time, like when this came out in 2008, I was already like, I've already visited like twice.
Okay. Okay.
So there was like a compoundment of like growing up and loving certain types of things and wanting to go there and experience certain things as well. But I mean, going about your daily activities in Persona 4, yeah, it does kind of give you that
in Japan.
Yeah, you didn't get a lot of modern settings.
No, at that point.
Yeah, that's what it's like baffling me how that was 2008. Like it's just because that was a very different time. But that's just kind of how this game, I guess, stuck with me for not even that long, but like, you know, it felt like it was longer. I felt like I was younger. Because like, yeah, everybody loves Persona. I know we don't have to talk, like, you know, go too far into that, but this game specifically, I would love, especially with the remake, I would love to see like just experience it, you know, with a fresh.
Yeah, I think
I don't know anything about it.
A mystery game like that is actually a really good one, just because you literally can't replay it without, because you know who the villain is. So as you're playing it, you're seeing the villain, and you're picking that's kind of cool in a way to like play it again and pick up on subtle things that you would not have noticed the first time before you knew the solution. But yeah, you don't ever get to have that level of surprise again. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Be interesting when Revival comes out, what your thoughts will be.
Yeah, I'm excited whenever that does come out. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Early 27, I think, right?
Yeah, that's what the rumors are.
Well, that's what the speculation is. I don't know if it's been official.
No, they haven't officially said anything. But
I don't think it's coming this year, but
definitely not this year.
No, definitely not this year.
It's a little too. They barely showed us a trailer last year.
Yeah, it was barely a trailer.
Barely a trailer.
But I'm excited for those who can, you know, experience it for the first time. With the remake. Yeah. So
for sure. I have another quick one. Will be one game this time, I promise. Not just thoughts.
It's okay.
But a more recent game I think would be really cool to replay and also not have all the controversy and, you know, stuff around it. Because when I did play it initially, I did get to experience it before the review embargo. So I was able to play it without all of that knowledge that is out now. But I played it really fast. So I'd like to take my time more with it. And that's Expedition 33. I think that would be really cool to replay without any sort of anything about it.
Yeah.
Because there are some cool twists and turns in the plot. It was beautiful. And the storytelling was interesting, minus all the controversy that kind of came out afterwards. People arguing.
Yeah.
So I think that would be cool to re-experience. And I hope they do like some sort of sequel, honestly, with that game.
Yeah. I'd love to see them continue that world. I think there should be a way to replay games and erase just the discourse. Even if you keep the game,
that would be
the knowledge
nice.
of the game in your head, erase the discourse, because people are not happy unless they're miserable. So
I wish I could erase all discourse at this point.
But I don't know. There's some twists I didn't necessarily expect. Like I was anticipating something to happen, but the details are like, oh, they went there.
That's cool. A good example of a modern game like that, because
there's not a lot of games with a lot of twists and turns. Like we've been hearing, you know, people getting into the cliffhanger for Sky First Chapter for the first time, which is really cool to hear, even though we were all anticipating it when we were playing it. But yeah, there's not a lot of like games that surprise you anymore, you know?
Right.
Yeah. A lot of JRPGs, unfortunately, kind of play it safe.
I wouldn't say they're formulaic, but they play it safe.
Yeah. They give you like, you know, the adventure. It's more like, you know, shonen, you know, a shonen anime. It's like not as
straightforward.
It's pretty straightforward. So like when you see these kind of games that come out of like left field with these like interesting, more dynamic plot lines that have a little bit more twisty turny to it, it's nice.
Like, it'd also be interesting if I, prior to playing Final Fantasy VII, the original, played Crisis Core the first time without any knowledge. I wonder how I'd react.
So play Crisis Core before you had any
before anything else, just Crisis Core. And that would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know how I'd feel.
Crisis Core does like rely on you having a decent knowledge.
I don't think you necessarily need it though. Like when I was playing Reunion, I feel like they give you enough where it's fine. Except I was just always anticipating what was going to happen.
Yeah,
I was like, when is this happening?
I think
a little bit dread.
For me, the if a game requires you to have some prior knowledge, that means that you're not able to reasonably follow the story or complete your objectives without that knowledge. I think that a lot of the times when we feel like you need to have prior knowledge, like when the Trail series is a prime example. Someone wants to start with Trails Through Daybreak. Well, you can't because you're not going to know this or this or that. It's like, no, you can. Like you can, and you will still be able to experience the story and enjoy it and complete the objectives in the game. Some of the experience will be enhanced, perhaps, by that knowledge. But I do think Crisis Core, like having played it again, a couple years ago when the Reunion came out, I do feel like it. Yeah, I mean,
I feel like I wish I went to a plant.
There are some things in the story that might even seem a little cooler to me. Like I love it when games just drop you in a situation and don't explain it. And in Crisis Core, they don't explain a lot of the things because they assume that the audience has played Final Fantasy VII, and so they don't need to explain it. You already have that knowledge. But if you are playing it first, you are just kind of dropped in there, and you don't know the ins and outs of these various things. And to me, that's cool. I like that. I like that in media res kind of storytelling. So in some ways, it could even enhance it, not knowing. I don't know.
I think so.
That's true.
It's complicated.
Crisis Core was an experience, though. Like by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, it breaks you. It's a beautiful game, story wise and everything around it. So that would be a fun one. Also, I agree. To experience that.
But I think we've talked about a lot of games we'd love to revisit without too many memories about them, which is unfortunately impossible. But given enough time, maybe our age-old brains would forget and act as amnesia for us.
I'm banking on that. If I wait long enough to replay it,
20 years, we'll play them.
Senility now.
But honestly, I've been doing that with Pokemon Leaf Green. It's been working out for me. It's been great. But I want to hear 100%. About the convention from you guys.
Quickly. This past weekend, Abdallah and I hit the road. 5-hour trip to Cincinnati for Super Cincy Expo.
Yep.
And we were there at the invitation of one Retro Branden, one of the co-hosts of Level Up Legacy podcast, which if you are not already subscribed to, you should go and do that, because honestly, you like JRPGs. Obviously, you're here, right?
Yeah.
And they talk about those too. So go listen to their show. But we stayed with Branden, and he was a gracious host and showed us around his neck of the woods out there. So the convention itself, it's a newer convention. I think he said this was their third.
I think it was the third year
doing it. And they have been growing, but they're still pretty small just because they're fairly new. So I don't know how many vendors there were. Was it like 15, 20?
Yeah.
Vendors, something like that.
Not that many, but.
Not that many. And there were not as many arcade games as some of the bigger conventions, but they had a lot of stuff set up for free play and, the classic party games, your Guitar Heroes and your Smash Brothers and all that good stuff.
How was the JRPG rep?
In terms of vendors, pretty good.
That's good.
There were a decent selection of games. Nothing that I was looking for. But I know Branden bought some things. Did you end up buying a game, Dallah? No.
I didn't end up buying a game.
No. We bought some other merchandise.
Guys are playing it frugal.
Yes. A little bit more frugal.
It's good.
Exactly.
It also helps that I'm kind of downsizing my collection, so it's like this is a great time for me to go to a convention because I'm far less tempted
there you go.
to buy a game. But yeah, what do you think before I just monologue away, Dallah?
Yeah, I think the convention, small, but it seems like there's a good variety of things there. There were some really cool little like craft vendors that had some interesting stuff. We even saw some Xenogears rep there, which is, you never see that kind of stuff as often. So for being so small, it still had a good variety of things to pick from. I think ultimately is very kind of like a relaxed convention. It's
Sometimes
nice to kind of
just want to go with friends and have fun. Not feel pressured to go buy a bunch of stuff and experience all the games that are there. You just take it slowly.
Exactly.
Yeah. The big, I think, keynote guests were some of the cast of Dispatch.
Dispatch, yeah.
No.
Were there. Alana Pierce
was there, and I forget the second person was another voice actor in the game.
Yeah, but I haven't played Dispatch, so I didn't feel like I needed to participate in that. So, but that's cool. I mean, that's a pretty big game.
It's
a very popular game. It's cool that they got some of the voice actors.
Did you guys have good food? Spaghetti chili?
We did not have any spaghetti
We did
chili.
not. We didn't have spaghetti chili.
I do kind of regret that. I should have tried it, but
Next
we
time.
didn't go any place where that was like featured. So, but we did have some nice Korean barbecue, didn't we, Dallah?
Ooh.
Yeah. Brandon and I went and got some Korean barbecue for dinner. And then we also had a really nice little like brunch. At, Brandon's
I had a white chocolate
place.
raspberry macadamia pancake there.
Ooh.
That was extraordinary. Just one of the most delicious things. Just truly divine.
It looked very sweet and
It was very sweet. I didn't even put syrup on it, man. It was just so good. Like it was just good.
Yeah. Brandon doubts his.
The other Brandon did.
The other Brandon.
Also, he got the same
Retro
thing. He did douse his.
Brandon.
Brandon. We also got to see our buddy Corey
from My
Life in Gaming. So he stopped by. So we got to hang out with him for a little bit too, which is always nice. He's good people. If you don't watch My Life in Gaming, please go watch them as well. They do.
Yeah.
They make a lot of really cool content, and they talk about a lot of really cool retro and hardware stuff. If you guys are interested.
Yeah. And Brandon took us to some of his local haunts. We went to this really cool, it's like a combination retro game store and barcade kind of deal. So the front, you go in and it's a store, and they have possibly the best selection of games I've ever seen in a store. They had like a whole bunch of boxed Trails Collector's Editions, which you never see.
Are they expensive? That's why they're there.
I didn't check the price, but I never see them. You never see them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And they had like a decent selection of like Japanese software. I found some that like I could have added to my collection, my Falcom collection, but they were the US releases. And then there was one Japanese one, but it was like $250 or $300 for which one was that? It wasn't Xanadu. It was Dragon Slayer.
No.
Legend of Heroes 1. The first Legend of Heroes game. Which would be cool, but I'm going to hold out for a version of that game that's not
$200.
Yeah. But so they have the store, lots of selection, really cool stuff, and then they have some arcade machines that are there. But if you want to go into the depths of the place, it's $10 for the whole day, limitless time.
No.
Free play. So you get a wristband and you go back, and they've got a full like arcade setup with, pinball arcade machines, all that good stuff. You go back a little farther and there's a bar, and then you go downstairs and they have like kind of a seating area with some other like rhythm games. Like they had DDR and they had some other rhythm thing that I wasn't familiar with.
I don't know the name of them.
And so we hung out there for a while, got sweaty with some DDR. Thought I was going to have an
singing
asthma attack.
While DDRing. I saw
that was actually that video that we posted in the Discord was actually at the convention, that particular one.
DDR part 2.
But there was DDR everywhere, and
there was a lot of DDR during this trip.
DDR capital of the world. I don't know if you knew that. I just I made that up,
Japan,
that statistic. I made up that statistic, but it was a lot. There was a lot of DDR.
Cincinnati.
And I did almost get an asthma attack on the DDR machine at the bar. So then I sat down and tried to relax a little bit.
Having a DDR machine at a bar sounds unhealthy.
Or it's healthy.
work off that beer.
All those calories.
Well, then you could go down even farther. So like we've already gone down into this bar.
It just keeps going
farther into like a sub basement.
Sub-basements.
It looks like a dungeon, but like
there's another bar and then a big room with like a whole bunch of consoles set up. So you can play like Smash Brothers, and they had a bunch of like older TVs where you could bring your own retro consoles and hook up and play with people if you wanted to. So they had all that set up, a whole bunch of other things, and then they had Clone Hero, which is the Guitar Hero game where you can like fans make songs like that aren't part of the Guitar Hero officially franchise. And so we sat there and played some Clone Hero for a while and had a good time. And
I was obsessed with it.
It was so a really cool place. It was a really cool place.
Clone Hero is like playing that. I'm just like, I miss that because I haven't played like a Guitar Hero game since college.
Same.
So I forgot how much I enjoyed playing those games. So I'm like, I think I need to buy a guitar. Like,
I remember being good. I remember being good at it, and I'm not anymore. I'm not.
No, it was very hard.
But it was a lot of fun. So that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
But yeah, we had a blast. Would do it again. Mostly for the company, right? Like, I mean, the convention's cool and everything, but like Branden,
that's the best part.
Good
though.
people.
Any convention.
He's a great, gracious host. Very, very nice person. So,
So yeah.
Cincinnati, guys.
Cincinnati.
That's where it's at.
Someday I'll visit.
We got Cincinnati with it.
Spaghetti chili.
I don't know about Cincinnati, but.
Anyway, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for your attention.
We appreciate it.
But yeah, for real, thanks everyone for listening to today's episode. We had a lot of fun. We'd love to hear which games you would like to wipe your memory of and replay for one reason or the other. And do you think if you were to do that today, would it still hold up?
Exactly. Let us know.
But we want to also give a huge thank you to our members and our Pursuer Plus members as well. So much.
You guys are awesome.
Thank
you for making the show possible. And don't forget, next Monday, if you're listening to this when it comes out, the 25th of the month of May at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, our first new format live stream. We will be talking about exciting JRPG related news and events and things happening in our
exclusive
world.
On YouTube.
Exclusive on YouTube.
Yes.
And the on demand will be available afterwards.
Yeah.
But we'll
keep the VOD up.
Yeah, but be sure to, if you can, come hang out with us on the live.
Yeah, because we like to make this a regular thing, and it'll be so fun to hang out with all of you.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
So,
all right,
we'll see you Monday.
Yeah, we'll see you then. Bye,
Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.